Hi, it's Elaine with MCPS Technology. Today, let's explore some of the features of the Chrome browser, what I consider to be the best operating system or browser around. I'm guessing you know about Google Chrome, but I'm also guessing you'll learn some new things or maybe just remember some things that you'd forgotten about. One of the reasons Chrome is so great is that it can synchronize across your devices, meaning that no matter what computer you're using, if you're signed into Chrome, you can still see your settings, your bookmarks, all the extensions you've downloaded, all of your information because it follows you, and this is really convenient. Also, Chrome has tons of helpful extensions and colorful themes that you can download for free. Let's start with the really basic stuff. When you open a page in Chrome, a new tab, then you will of course see up at the top the back and forward arrows that you're very familiar with. This is the universal symbol for refresh or to reload the page so that you can see the most recent version of a page. But I'd like to talk about this box just a little. So this bar is what we call the Omnibox. And it's really much more than just an address bar. We're going to talk more about that as we get into this. But you can type any address, of course, and you can search. With other browsers, you'd have to bring up Google first, but with Chrome, you can search right from the Omnibox. It's also important to know, you may never have noticed that when you're on some sites, you'll see a tiny lock on the left of your Omnibox. This means you're on a secure site. So that's kind of important to know. In the world today, with all of these phishing scams and people trying to extract information from you that may not be legitimate, always make sure when you're on a website, if you're putting in sensitive information, you should always have this lock. If it's an open site, you'll see other types of symbols. Like when we go to our school system homepage, then you see there's an I here. If you click on that, you'll see it says your connection to this site is not secure. There's tons of other information available when you click here. You can see things that are running in the background, things like Flash, which sometimes is an issue if you're trying to open a site. So just know that there's lots going on here in the background and don't be afraid to click around. The great news is you can't break Google, and so it's okay to click around. So let's get back to it. We're going to be eventually examining lots of things about this bar, but for today, I'd like to really focus on this area. Sorry, my mouse is doing funny things here. This area right here, these three dots, and this is what we call the Chrome menu. The three dots are affectionately called the snowman in Chrome circles. So it kind of looks like a snowman, so that makes sense. If you click on that, let's examine today. Let's go first to settings, because really when you want to find out about the inner workings of Chrome, that's the place to do it. So let's click on settings. Important to know that when you're signed into Chrome, this is the place where you can see for sure if you are. When you're signed into Chrome, all your bookmarks will come with you, and you'll see your email address right here at the top of the page. I could sign out of Chrome here as well. I'm not going to do that just because we're in the middle of a video, but it's important to know that if you're on a public computer, like if you're in a computer lab, like I happen to be right now, when I finish working on this computer, I'm going to click sign out. If I don't do that, then the next person who signs into this computer may have access to my Chrome settings, and I just prefer that not happen. There's tons of stuff here on the settings page, and I would encourage you to go over all of it sometime when you have time. Also know that over on the left is an additional menu. Always know that 3 lines and 3 dots means more in Google, so that means there's something additional there. You can see all the same links here that appear in the middle of the page, but something extra is over here called About Chrome. If you click on About Chrome, sometimes it says About Chrome OS, and this can vary. If you're on a Chromebook, you can also access your settings from the bottom right of your page. I happen to be on a desktop computer right now, but you can always get to your Chrome settings from the snowman in the upper right corner. So this is saying This is where you find out if your Chrome operating system is up to date. So sometimes when things don't run right, it might be that you need a Chrome update. And so this is saying I'm nearly up to date, that I just need to relaunch Chrome to finish updating. I'm not going to do that right now since we're in the middle of a video, but just be aware that that's there. Going back to settings. So I can scroll down the page and I can check out all kinds of things. We're coming back to themes in just a moment, but I just want to give you a feel for what is here. You can customize things like your fonts, your page zoom. You can choose which search engine you want, although I don't know why you'd want any other search engine except Google. And you can choose which page shows up when you turn your computer on. If you click on Advanced, there's even more available to you. There's things about your privacy and security that you can make decisions about. Some decisions have already been made by your Google administrator, but there are several that you can decide on. You could decide where your downloads go. And so I would just encourage you to get in here and really just check this out. For example, here's a place where you can manage your passwords. Quite often when you go to a site, you'll get a pop-up that asks you, would you like us to save this password? I usually say no, and as you can see under Never Saved, I don't save passwords to my computer just because I don't think it's a great idea. But if it's a computer that only you use, then it's certainly okay to do that. You would find all your saved passwords here. So if you forgot one, that would be the place you could locate it. So that's just good to know. So let's go back up here to themes. I just want to show you what's available to you. So one of the great things about Google Chrome is it has tons of free themes that you can download. And all that means is it's going to make your whole Chrome browser more interesting. So this is the Chrome Web Store where you can shop for themes. You can also shop for extensions here, and we're going to do that later. It's always a good idea to look at how many people have rated or downloaded these themes, and to make sure that your themes are free unless you want to pay for them. So this one, called Flying Paint, has been rated by quite a few people. So if I decide I want this theme, all I have to do is click on it and then choose Add to Chrome. And just that quickly, it adds it. So what that means is whenever I open a new page, now look, I have a really cool background. And so that's what adding a theme is all about. So without going into too much detail, because obviously you want to get into this and dig into it yourself, I would just encourage you to check out your Chrome settings, download a theme, just click around, because like I said before, you can't break Google, and it's going to help you learn more about your browser. So I send you off now to check out your own Chrome settings.